Hello everybody. In today's video for the low introductory price sale of absolutely nothing, you heard it here last. So we are going to be talking about Amber Reed going after her ex Beck, even though Beck has taken an extended leave of absence from YouTube. You see, when the narcissistic injury occurs and someone dumps you even though you believe that you were better than them, you will never leave them alone. You know what gives me solace? Obviously, it's not good that Pookie, can I call you Pookie, Amber Reed? Of course, it's terrible that she continues to go after Beck, but it gives me solace and peace that you will never get over Beck dumping you, Pookie. This is why you cannot let go. So we're going to be taking a look at Amber's latest Let's Talk video, aka Amber picks the questions that she really wants to answer and doesn't even answer any of them. Does the fun ever start? Whenever she does these like let's talk videos, she is so smug and proud of herself. I mean, Smuglin has entered the chat over and over and over again. You need to be blocked. Why are you so smug, Amber? I would love it for somebody to ask her that in the next let's talk video. Why is Amber Reed so incredibly smug in these videos? So she's going after Beck. Also, we're going to be discussing why is Amber blatantly lying that mommy's not allowed in her apartment. Also, Foodie Beauty's 12-hour live stream. I learned nothing. All right, if you could not tell already from this ridiculous intro, everything I'm saying is just for entertainment purposes only. Nothing is meant to be taken seriously. I am sharing my own personal opinions and not facts based on public figures and what they choose to say publicly. Please do not go to these people's channels and leave mean-spirited, negative, discouraging, disparaging comments. Entertainment purposes only. Right, so basically, if you watched any of my videos in the past, I've always told you that when Amber does what she does, I don't even want to at this point say when she does bad things, because when she is herself, aka does bad things, she's never sorry for what she does, and she continues to believe in the horrible things that she's done. Here's a perfect example. In this new video, she continues to blame her cancer on Beck. I find that to be not just in the poorest of taste, but I'm just going to say it right now. Amber, you are the reason that you chose not to see a gyno. And it is my personal opinion, since she continues to be this abhorrent, I'm just going to say, my opinion as a woman is that you didn't see a gyno because at the time you were not bathing, and you admitted you weren't bathing. And I'm not shaming you for it. I'm not judging you for it either, mainly because I don't care. I understand that bad things happen fast, and I understand that sometimes people get themselves into difficult situations that they didn't foresee. Hey, I get it. I'm not judging you for it. But the bottom line is, sweetheart, you are blaming not going to the gyno on Beck yet again, blaming being ill on Beck yet again, when the reason that you kept going to the ER instead of a gyno is because you were not bathing at the time. Your hygiene was top tier amazing, and you knew that in the ER there would not need to be a certain type of an exam that would happen at the gyno. How about you take responsibility for choosing not to see a doctor for 2 years? It is wild to me that she is re-blaming Beck for being ill. Remember this statement right here? Are you insinuating that Beck is the reason, that you got cancer? And she was like, well, they didn't seem concerned. So, okay. She's already blamed her cancer on Beck once. So in this video, she chooses to answer a question that I personally have never seen, ever seen in her Instagram, like let's talk videos. There's no one is asking this question because everybody knows that you need to be blamed and you need to take responsibility for choosing not to see a doctor, okay? So she is making this up because no one was talking about this ever on Kiwi Farms or anywhere. Amber, I understand that you have nothing going on in your life except obsessing over how Beck exposed you. But the next time you choose to debase and degrade somebody for 4 years, maybe you'll think twice. Spoiler alert, she won't. Okay, so here she says Beck kept urging Amberlynn to go to the doctor for her, issues. And Amber says that Beck has never urged Amber to go to the doctor. Never ever did this happen. Beck never said go to the doctor. And that Beck called her a hypochondriac, and also that Beck, and this is why I love me some Hans Christian Ambelin, the best fairy tale writer in the world. Sometimes people are like, why you call her Hans Christian Ambelin? Because clearly she's a poet laureate. Ambelin finishes off strong by saying Beck rewrit the narrative. Do you mean they rewrote it? Is that what you mean? Okay. It's a wonderful time to be a literary genius like Hans Christian Ambelin. Okay, if anyone is interested in Beck's response, this was a while ago, but it still stands. Kinda good, kinda Beck. Everyone took it seriously. She didn't listen to any of us. She's the one who let fear get in the way. There's no making her do anything, not even her current partner. Just so we're clear, this was during the wifey era when Amber was with wifey. This is when Amber first accused Beck of not helping her, of not taking her to the doctor. Okay. I'm tired of talking about her and I want to move on. That night she went to the ER. Yeah, at first I didn't take her seriously because everyone knows how she is. She herself has said that she has been a hypochondriac. Let me just say this. Amberlyn Reed saw multiple doctors because her eye was twitching, but decided not. And by the way, that's a fact. Okay, she has a whole despectful. You know where the word despectful comes from? It's from Amber raging at her audience, saying, "You guys are despectful. I'm not doctor shopping." She saw multiple doctors for an eye twitch, but had that problem for years. You know what I'm talking about, and didn't see a gyno. She also is saying that, doctors are constantly misdiagnosing her. Really? Just her? Okay. So, yes, Amber Lynn herself has said that she is a hypochondriac, and Beck admits that with constantly taking Amber to the ER, there was, by the way, a fun fact for those of you that weren't around back then. Amber Lynn once went to the ER twice in one day. Look, the ER is not your personal doctor. You're only supposed to go there in true emergencies. Yes, for her belly button, for her whatever. Like, Amber, maybe you could write some more stories as Hans Christian Ambelin. As soon as I realized how bad it was, which was literally like 20 minutes after she even asked to go, I was all for it because it truly was the scariest thing to have witnessed what I did that night. If only, okay, here is the direct answer to Amber's lies. If only she wouldn't have ignored people who actually cared about her. I have a handful and a half of people who also told her she needed to go to the gynecologist. Amber, we have had, I believe Destiny briefly addressed this. I believe that the women in your life at that time did tell you to go to the gyno. And how do I know that? Amber has said in really older videos that she had asked the women in her life, hey, this is how what's going on with me, is this normal? And the women did tell you, yeah, well, this can happen, but you must see a doctor. Beck is saying here they urged Amber to see a doctor, and that their family members urged Amber to see a gyno. The reason I have not said anything is, first off, I want to be completely done with that part of my life. It's in the past, does nothing for my present or future. And also, I've been very sick, and before I got sick, I was busy. I owe no one this explanation, but maybe she forgot. But we all did love and care for her. Seems it slipped her mind. Look, Amber is lying that Beck did not tell her to go to the doctor. Amber is lying that Beck's family and Beck urge you to see a gyno. Other doctors, other people in your life urge you to see a doctor. We already discussed why I believe she did not. Amber, it is so sad that not only you're still blaming not yourself for not going to the doctor, but Beck, but that you are this obsessed with lies and you spreading them. Maybe you can rewrite my Kermit. Okay, also, Beck has extensively discussed this in their videos. They're up there for you to go and watch. Beck has extensively said that they did encourage Amber to go to the doctor. Amber, at some point, you're going to have to take responsibility as a grown adult for knowing that you needed to see a specific doctor and not doing so. This is also another reason why I do not believe anything about your cellulitis as far as how you get it. You clearly have hygiene issues and problems. You are the one that has said that you did not bathe for a year. Like, stop blaming your inability to effectively, as you would say, advocate for yourself. in order to get help on Beck. She is still blaming her illness on Beck. It's unbelievable. Okay, there's another video that she did before this one that I didn't talk about, in which she answers something very interesting. Okay, for those of you that don't know, I don't judge, I don't care, I never really discuss Amber's eating, not interested. Here's what happened. There was a question that she decided to pick out that, again, I don't see anyone asking her. Is it true what Beck said when they said you lied about your past what I eat in a day videos? Basically, what Beck said was that when Amber would film these videos, she would clearly not show you everything. Okay, not judging any of this, not caring about any of this. This is about the massive lies. Listen to the way that Amber manipulates language in order to answer this. She said that whenever she does these videos, and when she did do these videos, it was never her intention to deceive. Intention to deceive, manipulation of language. Pay attention to what she says. So she's trying to say, well, I didn't intend to deceive you, aka I did. She said that there were 2 times that she had consumed more after everything was edited and uploaded, and she didn't want to go back to it, right? The videos were already edited and uploaded. Amber, I'm going to say one thing, okay? I never give my 2 cents on this. I don't care. For you to have the audacity to say that pretty much you deceived your audience only twice in that era, in that genre, is silly. Amber, Beck said that you did this all the time, and I believe them because it is also common sense with anyone that knows anything about nutrition. But remember, no one knows nutrition as Amber does. That's what she told us. Anyways, bottom line is, I don't care about what she's lying about here. I don't care about the food and what she showed. Irrelevant. What bothers me is the blatant lies that she is telling here and the manipulation of language. Oh, only twice I deceived you. It wasn't my intention. It wasn't your intention. You're constantly deceiving people. So basically, the answer is yes, Beck was correct. Amber constantly deceived people. I don't care about your intentions. They're bad anyways. But the audacity to manipulate language and pay attention to how closely and carefully she uses language. That's why she can always go back and say, oh, well, I never said this. Amber, does the manipulation even matter anymore? Everyone knows you're not being honest. You're an unreliable narrator. You're deceitful. And instead of just saying, like, this is, if you're looking for another reason why you have a bad relationship with your audience, if you're looking for a reason, why not come on here and say, yes, there were times that I ended up deceiving you. I apologize. I'll never do it again. People would have way more respect for that and you if you did that. Never taking any accountability to this day. Last thing I want to say about this video, and we're gonna gonna move on, is that, does anyone remember when Amber went to her, therapist, supposedly, and he had told her, or she had told her, or they had told her, whoever, told her to use workbooks, and the community believed that she bought the workbooks on Amazon, and no therapist told her to do that. Later on, she said that her therapist told her not to use the workbooks, and people believe that she was lying. I also believe that she's lying. I think that she bought her workbooks herself. That's just my opinion, not a fact. Here's the point. If you remember when I mentioned this briefly, I said that my opinion was that this is what she was going to do. This is how she was going to get out of this blatant lie and inconsistency. Yet another inconsistency and blatant lie in your story. Amber, why is it that every single time you say one thing and the next time it's something else? No other YouTuber has this. Anyways, okay. So remember when I told you that this was my opinion? I had said that I think she's going to get out of this by saying that one therapist told her to use the workbook and a different therapist told her not to. That is exactly what she says in this video. Your lies are so predictable, it's not even fun anymore. Yes, exactly what I told you. She needs to, get out of this blatant lie that she told. It's obvious that nobody told you to use this, my opinion. So yeah, she said exactly what I told you she would say. One therapist said use the workbook, another one said don't. Yeah, I don't believe you. So I want to talk to you about a topic that I literally, as Pookie would say, have been forgetting to say. By the way, sometimes people come here and they ask me this question, so I'm going to answer it again. For those of you that just don't know, why do I call her Pookie? I like to do things that, of course, make Amber happy here. If you don't know, Amber's ex-girlfriend, Destiny, had another girlfriend, right, before Amber. And Destiny's ex, like, Destiny called her Pookie, and then by accident, I think, like, called Amber Pookie one day, whatever. She didn't like it. So that's why I call Amber Pookie, because we're all about positivity towards Amber Reed here. Anyways, the frog told me to say that. Moving on. Here's the point. So there is something that Amber has been saying once in a while in her videos that is a blatant lie. I'm not here to tell you that she's lying. We all know that she's lying. I'm here to try to find the origins of what's going on about the lie. Okay. She has said extensively that her mother doesn't go to her apartment, never comes to her apartment, and is never in her apartment. Blatant lie. There's a bunch of, shots of Amber in her own vlogs. Yes, Pookie, you filmed your own lies and posted them where like Amber would do vlogs and her mother was clearly, literally inside of her apartment, giving her Ozempic shots and all that other stuff. Okay. So just keep this in mind. Amber is saying that mommy doesn't go to her apartment, even though mommy does. But I do get the vibe that mommy doesn't go a lot. Now just stay with me here. Okay. I don't know if anyone's going to remember this, but I believe last fall or something like this, a while ago, Amber was waiting for Uber Eats. And she said that she stood outside at like 3 in the morning or 2 in the morning. It was very cold. She was very cold without a jacket because she was waiting for the guy outside, which made no sense. It's called Uber Eats, not Uber Meets. And she was saying, I didn't want the guy to come here to the apartment. I didn't want him to go and find parking, whatever nonsense. And she's has said this repeatedly. Now, please understand, this is not for the greater good of the Uber Eats driver. I hope you know that, okay? This is what I'm observing with her not wanting mommy to come to the apartment, her not wanting the Uber Eats guy to come to the apartment, which is just like it's a delivery to your home of food, Amber. Okay? Come on now, Amber. Why is she hiding her apartment from the Uber Eats driver and mainly from mommy? Yes, we know she's lying. Mommy has been in the apartment, but mommy doesn't go often. In fact, don't forget that mommy wasn't apartment sitting when she went to visit Tommy. Did mommy even pick up her mail? Doesn't sound like it. What I'm trying to get at with the Uber Eats driver, I mean, I've heard of meeting the Uber Eats driver, obviously like outside, but not all of the time and not most of the time. They're supposed, they're delivering the food to your house. She keeps meeting these people outside. Now, wait a minute. If anyone has been in the Amberverse for a long time, they will remember Amber actually filmed herself. There's this iconic in the Amberverse video of her when she was living in Kentucky and not in Oklahoma. When she was living in Kentucky, actually picking up her Uber Eats, order by her apartment. What's going on here in Oklahoma that she doesn't want mommy to come to the apartment and she doesn't want anyone to come to the apartment and she doesn't want the Uber Eats driver to come to the apartment? Obviously, she's hiding something in the apartment from mommy and the Uber Eats driver. And what could that be? Okay, I can only be honest here and say that I really don't care what she's hiding, so I can't go deeper into this. I mean, I haven't even wanting to think of I don't even want to think about it. I don't really care what she's hiding. She's always hiding something, but I would love to hear what you think. What is she hiding? Why doesn't she want for the Uber Eats driver and even her mother to go inside of her apartment? Now, I know that Alexa said that she was scared that people were going to read her journal, her diary. Please, like the Uber Eats driver, as if Amberlyn Reed, the Uber Eats driver, is bothered. But the point I'm trying to make is she's hiding something and she's blatantly lying in order to hide it that mommy never been in the apartment. Mommy has been. But I do find it very eerie and creepy that mommy can't go and get your mail while you were away in Wisconsin, that you have to stand at 3 a.m. waiting for the Uber Eats driver because you don't want them to find parking and you don't want them to drive through. Like, this is absurd. 3 a.m. without a jacket in the winter? What's going on? She's hiding something in her apartment. Just wanted to say that I see you, Pookie. Let's finish off strong talking about Foodie Beauty's 12-hour live stream. She made like $600 in super chats. She got like 27, 28, whatever, thousand views. This is more than she's ever seen for one day. My personal opinion is live streaming in order to get $600. Live streaming for 12 hours. She didn't even make 12 hours. It was like 11 minutes and 55 seconds. My opinion on all of this is it's very little money for live streaming all day and being miserable. What do I mean by that? First of all, if Foodie Beauty continued the type of content that she used to do before she went to Kuwait, she was making 20,000 a month, and she was certainly making $600 a day for sure, without live streaming all day. You're giving up your entire day. What was she doing? She wanted to consume what she wanted to consume. She was fighting with people about this. She didn't want to go out. People were asking her to go on a treadmill. She didn't want to go on a treadmill. She was fighting with her boyfriend Salah. Her husband, my husband. I don't believe he's your husband at all. Anyways, so, and then people, were super chatting her, but $600, when you can make that for a video, she used to make that for a video. She used to make that per live stream. Like, basically, she ruined her own career by stopping the drama and just being with a guy that isn't even into you. So that's what she did the whole live stream, right? She was just laying down, sitting down, fighting with her audience so much over. They wanted her to go out. She tried to go out for a little bit, but she keeps complaining about the drivers in Kuwait. You are the driver that people need to be complaining about in Kuwait. You are a very unsafe, very bad driver who is very beyond unsafe, very reckless. Okay. So yeah, she was just fighting with her audience because they wanted her to go out, go on the treadmill. And so the next live stream, she went on the treadmill. But here's my point. I think that a lot of people like were having, arguments with her. I don't think a lot of people were like surprised, but some people I did see were surprised. Look, what do you all think that Foodie Beauty does all day? So she consumes, she lays down, she reads about herself on Kiwi Farms and Reddit and Twitter and reaction channels, and she rages. She fights with Salah, and they go out once in a while. The point is, she is having issues with mobility. She's having issues with a lot of things, which is like a sad thing. It's a bad, unfortunate issue. What do you guys think that she's doing all day? She's just sitting around and reading about herself. Sound familiar from the Pookie, Hans Christian, and Boleyn? The point is, of course, she was going to do nothing during her 12-hour live stream because that is all she does, anyways. It was just a snapshot of what her regular days is. See, here's what Foodie does. She likes to pretend she's in a loving, amazing marriage, that they go out all the time, and none of this is true. Do I believe that they go out once in a while? Yes. Do I believe they go out every day, all the time? No, she doesn't like to. She says she just wants to sit around. What I'm saying is, it was just a snapshot of her basic life, and I can't believe that some people are like surprised about it. Foodie Beauty has severe issues with going out. So, what did you expect? One more point. These people are out here. Foodie trying to say that she makes all this money. They bought a used fan a long time ago, and they went to repair it instead of purchasing a new one. Like, how embarrassing is that? Like at the store, like trying to repair it, you need to buy a new one. What is it, like 30, 40, even if it's $50? How much money are you spending on food versus you can't even get a fan? You're in a hot climate. Then she went to be with camels in the desert, and this brings us current. Nothing new here. Foodie Beauty's 12-hour live stream is no different than her regular life, not doing anything at all. Chantal, my advice to you has always been the same. You must get back to Canada. You must work on your health, and you must not focus on this man. You must focus on your health, because life, you only got a one-time chance right now. Don't you want to prolong your life by definitely going ahead and working on your health? Of course not. Rinse, lather, here we are. Right. Well, that's the end of this video. Thank you all so very much for spending some of your time with me and watching today. If you enjoyed this video or you didn't, check out this other video that's popping up here on a similar topic. Let me know what you thought about this video in the comments and dislikes down below, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for being here. Bye.